Hola, 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 hola. Este es Luis Salgado. Good evening, everybody. This is Luis Salgado, and tonight I have the honor of celebrating the great Jaime Lozano and La Familia, a wonderful dear friend who I have been in touch for many, many years, and I have seen him evolve and grow from arriving in New York City literally to having now this new and amazing album that we are celebrating tonight. So without further ado, I want to welcome Jaime Lozano to this YouTube Live here at Revolución Latina and this party celebration that we are just getting started with. Jaime Lozano, ¿cómo estás, papi?
Hola, hola. We were already in a party and the other in the breakout room, right? That was fun.
We were. And here we see Lynn Portas turn her camera on to hola, Lynn, another wonderful composer. Lynn, if you can turn your camera out for a second, we will be back with you in just 5 seconds. There you go. No worries, love. Jaime Lozano, ¿qué se siente estar aquí esta noche? How do you feel tonight being here in Revolución Latina celebrating your album? Tell us a little bit about it.
I feel honored. I feel honored to be part of this tonight. I mean, to be honest, I'm not the most important people tonight. I mean, the most important thing tonight are all these stories and all this familia. This is thanks to all the familia. I mean, amazing collaborators. Some of them are here waiting to talk later. Some of them aren't here. Some of them are in other countries. Some of them are the ones who actually inspire some of these stories. So there's a large, big, huge group of people that I'm trying to honor and to speak in some way for them. I mean, I need to speak up for all these amazing stories, our immigrant stories.
And to celebrate tonight, I have a friend of ours that we developed in the last 2 months doing the Viva Broadway concert, which you were the music director. Ruthie from Playbill is going to be my co-host. And this is one of the surprises we have for us tonight. Ruthie, can you come in? There you go. Buenas noches.
Buenas noches. What a better way to spend a night than listening to Jaime's music, am I right?
Yes and yes. So let's bring
being here, Ruthie. Thank you.
Such an honor to have you. Without further ado, let's bring some of the cast members that are sharing the night with us. Let me start with the one and only, Mandy González. Señoras y señores, directamente desde, bueno, yo la conozco desde In the Heights. Hola, Mandy. How are you tonight?
Hola, Luis. Hola, Jaime. Hola, Ruthie.
Hola, Mandy.
Thank you so much for being with us. And so now we bring in Mauricio Martinez. Mauricio Martínez, creo que está por ahí. Let's move on also with Mireya Ramos, Florencia Cuenca, Marina Pires.
Saludos.
Damián Cantú. Eso. Jorge Castilla. And we might have one more surprise later on tonight, which we will keep. Jaime, you let me know if they arrive. I'm gonna start with Ruthie. Asking a question to Mandy because Mandy has to go to an event tonight. And so before we start listening to the music, what would you like to ask Mandy about the process of this album and the relationship with Jaime Lozano?
Well, really what I want to know, I mean, you, Mandy, have had such a career working with the best of the best when it comes to writers, especially of musical theater. What is it about Jaime's music that is different, that evokes something special in you, that made you say, I need to be singing Jaime's music?
That's a great question, Ruthie. You know, I say for me, it all starts with the rhythm. And his rhythms are incomparable because, well, I knew at first when I heard the song, you know, I love the story. And I think that it's a story that is so relevant in my life. It tells a story of somebody who's starting in the business and is told to change a part of themselves in order to make it. And that's actually something that happened to me. When I was 19 years old and starting in the business, I was told that my last name Gonzalez would hinder me from getting roles and that I should change it to something less ethnic. And when I heard the lyrics of this song, I thought, oh my gosh, like he's told my story. And in telling my story, I know he's told so many other people's stories.
I mean, Lindsay Mendez just told that story last year at the Tony Awards.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I think it's something for me, and being Latinx, it's like, it's something that happens when you're young and that teaches you integrity and teaches you to stay true to who you are. So to me, that was incredible. And then his rhythms of his songs are just, like I said, incomparable. Yeah. And they're really hard.
Yes.
To learn.
Everybody always
so I
says
had
that.
to really do work on it, you know, and that was really exciting.
Yeah, well,
because I haven't heard something like that before. And so I felt like really, really excited to be part of this.
Yeah, well, the beauty is in the complexity for sure. We can't wait to listen to your song later.
Thanks.
I'm going to toss it back to Luis.
As we are on that topic, I actually want to go to a department that often doesn't always get to talk about. So since this is an immigrant story, right? Like I'm going to go to sort of an immigrant field of within the music, because it's somebody that's behind the table a lot of times, but it's making all the magic. So Demian Cantú, ¿cómo estás? Buenas noches.
Hey, hello.
Hola.
Hola, amigos.
Tell me a little bit about.
Before you ask this question, I have to say, Demian, it's so good to see your face, because I have been working with your email address and your music for so long. You lent your talents to Viva, and now you've lent your talents to this album. So, you know, and also tell everyone what instrument you play before Luis asks you about playing that instrument.
Well, I play a little bit of everything, but to record and to be performing, I'm a bass player.
Excellent. All right, Luis, all you.
Thank you. Damian, you know, it's interesting because we are living in a time that is very complicated politically, right? We're living in a time where one of the things I keep saying is we have a president, and I'm going to say it boldly. I'm sorry, but I am going to. We have a president that wants to build walls, and we want to build bridges, and art is building bridges. And here is someone like Jaime Lozano, like Florencia Cuenca, like Jorge Castilla, Georgie Castilla, Mireya Ramos, right? Giving us music that is building bridges of acceptance, of tolerance, of love, of opportunity. And you got to mix all of that music. So what is to you the depth and the work in this particular album? What do you celebrate? What do you rescue the most?
Well, without being political or yes, I don't want to be in criticizing political views, but for me is also significant because my family, 90% of my family lives in the United States. My sister actually lives in Texas, and the border is closed. So we used to visit. I take my mom with her every 15 days, every 2 weeks, usually. But now the border is closed for maybe another reasons. But
you don't have to worry about that. I did that, not you.
What? Excuse me?
Uh-oh.
I couldn't hear you.
Luis his internet got kicked off for a second, but you were saying that you used to visit, and now the border is closed for multiple reasons, but it's closed.
Yeah. So besides that, working with Jaime is like a hurricane. He's always creating. he's always sending me music tracks. He's working on 3, 4, 5, 6 projects, maybe 10. I don't know. Maybe he's working on more projects that I know. So in the process of in this album, we were recording before the pandemics. We were recording a lot of the music here in my studio, but then it couldn't be possible. So the musicians and the artists and the singers, they found a way to keep going and to make it from their homes. The musicians, they bought their microphones and their little equipment, and they keep working and making music. So it was
amazing
an
what
experience.
people can do isolated, and Jaime is one of those people who has the drive that nothing will stop him, and
Yes.
so we got this album.
Yeah, and it was challenging because of all of that, all of the sound and the time, and but I love the result of the album. As always, I wish I had more time. to,
That's
to-
always the case, right?
yes, every time, but it's normal. It's part of the process, and
Great.
and make a decision that it's done. Yeah, because if I open the
Great.
session
Listen,
right
I
now,
want to apologize because
yeah, if I open the sessions
I
right
want to
now,
apologize
could
because
always stay there.
I went there as sorry, I think I'm having internet problems. Actually, our light in Puerto Rico just went off. Welcome to our beautiful island. But that is a great segue for us to get started with the music. So we have an incredible artist that is with us today working as a stage manager. She's also one of the directors of R.Evolución Latina. Her name is Heather Hogan. Hola, Heather.
Hola.
Hola, hola.
Hola.
And she's going to get us going with very first track. And I want to say hello to Mauricio Martinez, who before I was not able to say hello to, and now he's back with us. Hola, Mauricio.
Hola, mi rey.
Papi,
Hola.
qué rico verte siempre.
Igualmente,
Qué rico
estoy en
verte.
las calles de
No
Nueva
matter
York.
what, the light goes off. Pero ten cuidado, ¿ah?
No, estoy, aquí traigo mi máscara y todo.
Perfecto. Bueno, we're going to get started with this listening party celebrating Jaime Lozano's new album. And Heather Hogan, take it away with our first song.
I come from a land of sorrows, thousands of miles away. And even though you don't like me at all, that's too bad, I'm here to stay. I am fine, I'll find my way. Even though everything I say comes out wrong, this is what I hear you sing, the welcome song, that old refrain of immigration pain. But no matter where you come from, I hate you anyway. Now go away, you don't belong song. The generic immigrant welcome song. My children will grow up strangers, sharing a different tongue. And even though you will fear them so much, they'll try hard, climb rung by rung. They'll learn fast because they're young. were born, you're foreign anyway. Now go away, you don't belong song. The generic immigrant welcome song. I mispronounce your words, I think your food is bland, and yet I am so happy to find new life in this new land. You have the weirdest customs, but I've worked hard to adjust. I'll always be the foreigner, but I hope to earn your trust and change the no matter where you come from. I hate you anyway, now go away, you don't belong song. Into a no matter where you come from, we love you anyway, you're here to stay, you still belong song. My children will speak your language, they will enjoy your food. Our little ones might get married one day. It could be, oh, don't feel screwed. They'll be fine, and you'll conclude. Even though everything we say comes out wrong, what do you want them to sing? A welcome song. Very same refrain of immigration pain. And no matter where you come from, I hate you anyway, now go away, you don't belong song. Or a we all belong song. You take the song.
Wow, ahí dicen eso.
So good. It's
Mauricio
so
Martínez desde las calles de
good.
Nueva York, cuéntame qué se siente escuchar por primera vez públicamente así este track de este álbum.
Ay, se siente hermoso, se siente hermoso. Jaime es mi hermano y esta canción originalmente no la iba a cantar. I was not gonna sing this song. I recorded another song. Canté otra canción que se llama Dreamer, que más adelante escucharán, con letra de nuestro otro hermano mexicano, Georgie Castilla, que aquí está presente. Y es una canción hermosa. Pero esta me cayó de sorpresa porque Jaime me habló unos días antes de que tenía que entregar el disco. Había ahí unos scheduling conflicts con otros artistas y me dijo, ¿te la avientas? Y yo me iba a España el día siguiente y le dije, bueno, va. Y me lancé a su departamento, me la prendí en el Uber, casi. Llegué y la grabamos. No nos tardamos tanto porque pues está tan bien escrita y Jaime escribe también, que siempre es un placer colaborar con él. Y esta canción me atrapó, ya la había escuchado en voz de Javier Ignacio, un gran amigo mío con quien hice Children of Salt, otro musical de Jaime. La escuché el año pasado, que él la cantó en el Public Theater, en el Joe's Pub. Y me encanta porque describe perfectamente lo que es ser migrante, ¿no? Lo que es ser de otro lugar y cuando a veces te sientes bienvenido, pero a veces no. Y todos esos contrastes que vive uno cuando dejas tu casa y te enfrentas por primera vez a la experiencia de ser un migrante.
Gracias, Mau. I personally really want to get to Georgie, but I'm saving Georgie for later because I'm in love with Dreamers and I am in love with him. So I'm going to quickly jump to Mandy Gonzalez before she has to slip into another event. Mandy, if you're still here, Mandy, say hello because I'm on my phone now.
I think Mandy had to already go right after the first track.
Got it. So we are going to listen to Mandy Gonzalez music right now, and then we're going to bring in a couple of questions for everybody. So Heather Hogan, let's go with Mandy Gonzalez song, please. You got to change your name.
Back in the day when things were quite different, there was a little girl wanted to sing in musicals more than anything else in the world. So she packed up all her things and moved far away from the folks. Went to hundreds of auditions, some of them no more than jokes. She worked Spanish songs. Little by little, she started sensing something was going wrong. Final callbacks, but no bookings. What were the forces unseen? And her agent told her, honey, you gotta change your last name, 'cause you're so in between. Great voice, but no choice. You look sort of white, so don't be blind. Audience's mind. So she asked every producer that she could find. And they said, Pérez, López, González, Méndez, you all sound the same. If you want to work in this business, you gotta change your name. Chip on her shoulder, mulling it over, thinking they disapprove. She called her parents, they were not happy, she almost lost her groove. Smith or Abrams, maybe Jones or Matthews, how would she choose? Agents and her manager said, honey, just make up your mind, you've got nothing to lose. Great voice, but no choice, you look sort of white, so don't be blind. Audience's mind, so she asked every producer that she could find. And they said, Pérez, López, González, Méndez, you all sound the same. If you want to work in this business, you gotta change your name. That was me when I just started out. Oh, in my heart, I was starting to doubt. Ancestor pride welled up inside, made me stay true to my soul. I'll keep my name. I'll pave the way. My heart is full, great voice and great choice. You cast me 'cause I am fierce, I'm not blind. No one will mind, and I'll tell every producer that I can find. Listen up, Pérez, López, González, Méndez, you won't be surrounded. If you want to win in this business, you'll have to learn this stuff. You'll have to learn our names. I'll never change my name. I'll never change my
Bravo! Jaime Lozano, Mandy Gonzalez. Here we are listening to this incredible album all together as a familia for the very first time. And what I want to ask this time, now that we saw our beautiful, very invited private donors and supporters of this moment in life, I want to tell everybody that's not one of our singers or mixers or writers, turn your cameras off, because now we're going to go to Ruthie's field. Ruth is going to ask a couple of questions. We're going to start getting a little deeper. I mean, I got deep so fast. I still feel like I want to apologize because I went like right off the gate.
That's the way to do it, Luis. We don't got the time to waste.
Thank you.
We want
We want to
real
build
stuff.
bridges, and art does that. Mireya Ramos, amor. Georgie, ustedes escriben letras que nos mueven el alma. Let me just start with you. What is for both of you to be a collaborator in the album as lyricists? Please go ahead. Let us know.
Ladies
Well,
first.
saludos. Thank you.
Muchas gracias. Well, it's an honor for sure to be a part of this and to see so many beautiful faces, Latin X artists all together in one room. And what really drove me and what attracted me to this project was that one of the things that as an artist I feel responsibility is representation, and I think this album is true to that. And it's very needed, it's necessary, it's always been, but now more than ever we really need our voices to be out there and our stories to be heard and be highlighted. And I think Jaime does all of this very beautifully, captures all of this through songs, and having a variation of artists interpret them. And I never sung a song like this in this style, so for me it was also a challenge as an artist to sing a song like this, and I just loved it. I fell in love with the song and with the vibe of it, and I'm just really happy that I'm a part of it. And thank you so much, Jaime.
And
Muchas
you did
felicidades
it,
por
you
tu
did it
álbum.
beautiful, Mireia. It was the perfect
Gracias.
voice for this song. I can imagine
Muchas
this song
gracias.
with no one else now. I mean, this is your song.
I was gonna say,
Oh, thank
Jaime,
you.
what made you ask, you were very specific about the performers and the singers that you asked to do each song. And Mireia just told us that she had never sung in this style, this genre. So what was it about her voice that you asked her to do Castles in the Sky, which is, I'm obsessed with it. I mean, I'm obsessed with the whole album, but that one's really special.
I mean,
And turn your camera on. Turn your camera on, Jaime.
I'm on. No, I'm not on. Let
Oh.
me try again.
I want people to see your face.
I
Okay, there you
know.
are. Now I see you.
Okay, I was on, but I don't know what's going on. I have been always attracted to unique voices. I mean, Mireia's voice is one of those unique voices that is, I mean, there's no other voice like hers. And the only reason to have those kind of voices is because you are honest and you're singing from your soul and you're singing from your heart. When you do that, when you're not thinking about technique or about anything else, but just being honest and thinking from the heart, your voice takes that uniqueness. And I mean, it's the thing because I love my wife's voice and I love Mireia's voice, is because those voices are unique. And I have been her fan since 2-3 years ago that I learned about Mariachi Flor de Toloache. It's an amazing female mariachi that she's the founder. And there's no day in my home that we don't listen a song from Flor de Toloache.
That's amazing.
And I just needed her voice in one of my songs. I mean, and I always like to how do you say, like to pensar en grande, think big.
Yeah.
And I needed to find a way to collaborate with her, and I'm glad that she
Well, I'm a big believer in, like, you ask for the person you want, and if they choose to say no, then it's not meant to be. But of course, here we are. You chose who you really like, your absolute ideal. And Mireia, we are so grateful to you for lending your talent to this song.
And Ruthie, I wanna point out to more people. So Jorge Castilla, because Mauricio already introduced you, and like I said, I want to save you for the end. But again, as a lyricist, how do you feel to be part of this album?
It's a dream come true. Like, Jaimito and I go way back. We met back in 2008 when I moved to the city. And I mean, we all have different stories, and we are connected by our stories and our heritage. And we're artists. And I think that Jaime has given us a beautiful platform for us artists to just open up and tell about our stories. And when I wrote this track, we're talking about Castles in the Sky, because Mireia's right here. Mireia, your voice is glorious. It's just unbelievable. The thing is that we all have different journeys, like some of us, had to jump over the fence, you know, because they were trying to find a better life for their families or try to feed them, or, you know, that was not my case. You know, I come from a very comfortable life, a very privileged life. And it's just really funny how things work. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter how you get here. You get the same spoonful of everything, the racism, the insecurities, the, you know, and I went from having a very privileged life to having absolutely nothing, becoming a minority, and having to make that decision. Do I really want to live? Do I want to leave all this comfortable life behind for the sake of building a castle in the sky that I don't know how long it's going to last, you know? Because as long as you're here with an O1 visa, this entire life, this beautiful castle that you've been building over the years, still depends on a signature on a piece of paper. And the moment that signature is not there, everything crumbles down. So it's terrifying, and it really doesn't matter.
And I'm hearing both of your songs just in that story. You know, the life you leave behind, you just said, is, you know, is dreamer, and then what you are going to is to build the castle in the sky. So it comes full circle.
Yes, absolutely. So I'm really, really happy and really thankful that Jaime gave us the opportunity to tell these stories through his beautiful, gorgeous music.
And before we go to the next song, I want to point out two more things. One, that song we just heard was sang by the incredible Mandy Gonzalez, who had to go to another event. And we were talking about representation, and Mandy Gonzalez, for me, she's it. She's representing us. I've seen her since very, very early stages, all the way to becoming Wicked, to get into Hamilton, right? So like Mandy Gonzalez, talk about representation. What a fantastic casting this album has. But I want to point out one more person, which is one of our lyricists from the album, Marina Pires. ¿Cómo estás?
I'm so well, Luis. How are you?
I'm good. Honored to have the chance to have you here with us tonight, celebrating Jaime Lozano, the Familia, the album, and of course this fundraising beginnings for the R.Evolución Latina Dance-a-thon, that this is the kickoff. So, ¿cómo se siente para ti? How does it feel for you to be one of the lyricists in this incredible album?
Ay, me siento increíble. I just feel so honored to be here with Jaime. I'm so honored that Jaime puts up with me pushing lyric deadlines like later and later, and calls me back to work with him. I just like, I'm so honored to feel like a part of the family with Jaime.
Beautiful, thank you. And since we spoke so much about the great quality of Mireya Ramos, let's go to her song now. Let's listen to her music. And Mireya, you know what? We're going to spotlight you for the first half of that song. So let's have it. Heather Hogan, take it away.
Gracias. Thank you.
Journey.
Gracias.
Cameras on.
Thank
Let
you
me see
so
everybody. Let me
much.
see everybody. I want to see everybody. I'm in double camera. If you see me like this, because I'm trying to figure it all out. Let me see those snaps, everybody. Nice. Awesome. Listen, I'm actually going to go. Dime, papi.
I can't believe what I sent to Mireya was a rough recording with my ugly voice singing the melody. Like
Wait. Don't make me talk. Don't make me talk about those.
And
please
then
not talk about those.
She came with this beautiful version. I mean, all the riffs in the songs are not mine, of course. I mean, mine is the melody, but all those beautiful riffs at the end of the phrases is all hers, and those bring so much to the song. I mean, that is, and she recorded a song in New Zealand, where she is right now, and
That's right.
her partner Andy is an
Airbnb
engineer, an audio engineer, and he helped us a lot to record there to Mireya. So I have a couple of bullet points that I just need to say about what we have been going on so far. About Mandy, quickly, I saw in the Heights like 40 or 50 times. Actually, I met you back then, Luis. And I always loved that song, Breathe. And it was one of my dreams to work with Mandy once. And I read that interview when she said that an agent early in her career asked her to change her last name. And in that moment, I sent a text to one of my collaborators and I told her, you know what? We need to sing a song about this. These are the last name that I wanted to use in the song. These are the ideas, blah, blah, blah. And I sent the song to Mandy and she said yes. And that was such an honor to have her in this album. And talking about Mireya and Andy, her partner, and who recorded the voice, Demian, who is my business partner for almost 20 years now. We have a recording studio in Mexico. He made all this sound together. As Mandy said before, she recorded as she could. I mean, her husband do like a little cardboard, like room, something, and we were crossing fingers that hopefully her voice is gonna be like well recorded or okay recorded, so we can have something to work with. And Demian has been doing magic with all these audios coming from. Can
I just spotlight Damian, and can we all give Damian a round of applause for the friendship, for the work, for the art? Yeah. Heather, can you help me spotlight Damian, because my computer is still fighting with me. All right. And also on the topic of Mandy Gonzalez lyrics, and before you, oh, there he is. There you are. Bravo, maestro. Bravo. On the topic of Mandy Gonzalez lyrics and her story, you know, it's interesting, Jaimito, porque tenemos todos, ¿no? Es como Priscila López, Chita Rivera, Rita Moreno. No, ¿cuántos artistas, how many of the artists that we celebrate and that we're so proud of have been asked to change their name? And how many, Raúl Juliá, José Ferrer, have said, I am what I am my own, right? And celebrate the place where they come from. And even I could extend that to myself, because my mom fights with me. Mi mamá pelea conmigo y está aquí, si lo digo, viene corriendo a darme dos galletas, porque me dice, pero ¿por qué tú no eres Luis Alberto Salgado Pérez Natal Curbelo? No, like the idea of celebrating all of the last names and all of our names, but that's who we are. That's who we are. Ruthie, what do you think about the history and the legacy of all of these artists who have come before us, in whose shoulders we stand, who have been brave enough and dare to go beyond before the time we were saying dare to go beyond, with awareness, right?
I mean, I think it speaks to such a knowing of the self, like you were saying, but I also want to make space for people who did change their names, because it's not them, right? It's the system. And this happens, you know, I'm Jewish, and there's a legacy of Jews changing their names, you know, a long line of just everybody being told to conform to this thing that was thought of as what American is. And the whole thing about America is that it's all American. That's what makes it American. And so I absolutely applaud every single artist who ever said, no, I'm not changing my name. Because especially when you go back years, that's such a hard thing to say, because you're essentially saying, I'm going to risk my entire career, because it's very true what happens in casting rooms and everything. So you're saying, I'm willing to not have a career if it means I have to change my name. And then the fact that they did have careers speaks volumes despite the climate. But to also say to anyone out there who did change their name and is thinking about things now, like maybe they want to go back to their original, you know, the name they were born with, or not, but had to do this because of a system that isn't built for them. And Jaime with this album is building that world, building the world for everyone.
You're bringing a point that recently you and I, Sergio Trujillo and Jaime, we were having a conversation, I believe, and we were talking about Fiddler on the Roof, right? And all of a sudden, Anatevka and Tavia become very relevant to our next song. But I would love, Ruthie, if you can say the story about what happened in I believe it was in Japan. Yeah.
So it's kind of like, I mean, it's true, but the story has taken on a life of its own a little bit, because it speaks to how the specificity in our stories is the universality. And Fiddler on the Roof, a story about Jews at the turn of the century, you know, early 1900s, the pogroms in Russia, was playing in Japan with a Japanese cast. It was not a touring company. It was done as a production in Japan, and it was sold out. I mean, people were clamoring for this. And someone said, I didn't think that a Jewish musical would play so well in Japan. And a Japanese audience member said, what's the Jewish musical? Because they related so profoundly to the story and saw it as a Japanese story. And I think that that's so true when it comes to Jaime's album. You know, this is about all immigrants, even though the tone of it is, and the style of it is Latinx and very true to Latinx specificity, but it speaks so much to every immigrant experience and to anyone who feels outside of the norm and anyone who has ever felt like they're in a new place.
Thank you, Ruthie. I, with that, want to invite all of us to hear the new song, Far From Home.
There was a ribbon of stars in the sky, lighting the way I could go. Now I've been far from home for too long, but I made a new home. Here we are, I keep a small souvenir, time in hand, and all the photos that fade. 'Cause I've been far from home for too long, and I dance through the night, looking back down the narrowing streets, dark like ink. I see the spring turn to fall when I blink. Oh, have I been far from home for too long? I run forward instead. I never guessed that the world that I leave will not stay in one place as siento perdida. Pienso en mi familia y en la luz de un nuevo día. Tarde o temprano sé que te llegar.
Ya no sé quién soy, ya no sé si soy de aquí o soy de allá.
Voy buscando mi lugar, nunca dejo de soñar. Ya no sé ni quién soy.
Ya no sé si soy de aquí o soy de allá.
Respiro, sigo mi camino. There is a ribbon of stars in the sky, lighting this world down below. And I'm trying to find my way home. When you follow the stars, you soon learn that the road divides in between where you're going and where you've been. Oh, you've seen how I long to go back again in my dreams. Now I'm always too far from home. Oh, the light from the stars sends from yesterday, oh so
Yes. Bravo.
Bravo.
Love it.
Yes.
Diosa.
That's what I'm talking about. Yes, Emily. Listen, Emily, let me actually, since I believe you're spotted. Yes, you are. How do you feel listening to this music? What does it make you feel? What does it make you think?
Wow. Hi, Luis. Thank you. That was so much fun. It makes me feel light and full of light. That every little percussion, I feel like there's just little bursts of joy and energy coming out of each of my pores, and that rhythm. I was going between a nice bachata rhythm and a nice cha-cha-cha, trying to find it out. It was just so beautiful and smooth and transporting. It took
It's
me.
funny that you say that, Emily. That's how I described it. I was like, listening to Jaime's music is like flying. It's like
Absolutely.
flying.
Yeah. It took me outside by an ocean with a jazz band, living
In
my
that
best life.
cocktail.
So Ruthie, I chose Emily. Why don't you choose somebody from our Zoom private party audience?
Okay, I
and
was
ask them a
watching.
question?
I was watching. I don't know this person, but I want to. Igor Correa, you look like you are jamming, and I am watching your comments come through. Like you're having so many emotions listening to this. What is going on in your mind? What's resonating for you?
Well, how can you not resonate with this? It's like beautiful music. And then the words are like, this got me. Learn new words to be free got me so much, because it's like all of that
became a party of its own in the chat. Those lines.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And I'm having a good time. It's a good party.
Okay,
What can I say?
What about, I need to know more. What about that line hits home for you?
Well, I think it's very interesting how language learning is such a part of the experience of being an immigrant, and you come to a new country or to anywhere with the hopes to belong and to have that freedom, but you have to sort of learn the ways, and then culture assimilation happens, and things like change your name happen, And it resonates because it represents both something that is really beautiful in the sense that, you come for a desire for freedom, and also something gets assimilated and taken away sometimes, or you miss home, and then where's that part of your freedom,
One of our special audience members at this moment is one of our artists. And I'm saying audience members because she's dancing and she put out the Mexican flag. And I have yet to ask this incredible, fearless woman a question. Florencia Cuenca, can we spotlight you?
¿Qué pasa?
Mi amor, ¿cómo estás?
Estoy bien, estoy bien.
There's a multiple layer thing here about emotions, right? Because you are a performer. You are, you know, someone who has come following your dreams to New York, right? And just like Jaime and so many of us, looking for that moment of doing what you love in one of the biggest scenarios. But you're also, you know, the life partner of Jaime at this moment. So at this point, 8:15, an hour into our listening party, how are you feeling? And what would you want to share with everybody listening?
I'm feeling good. I'm having wine, así que salud. Al rato
Salud.
tenemos a tequila. And
That's my girl.
I just want to say thank you to everyone who's here because we have worked so hard. Todos sabemos lo difícil que es lograr nuestros sueños, ¿no? And
I think Jaime has to turn his microphone off.
Jaime, ¿verdad?
Yeah.
Mi amor.
Mi
He
amor.
wants me to have an echo.
Wait,
So
that
more
makes me want to
powerful.
ask a question. I have to ask a question. I have to get a little bit deep. I need to know, did you fall in love? Like, did you meet Jaime because of his music, or did you meet Jaime's music because of him? Which came first?
I think it was at the same time. And the thing that it happened first is that I admire him so much. And I always think that when you're in love with someone, it's because you have to admire someone. And that's super important for me. So when I met him, I was like, yeah, I admire him. Yes, I mean.
Smart man and smart woman.
We'll come back to Florencia and Ruthie, but you get to choose one more person from the audience and ask something.
Oh, I do? Okay,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Marilyn, who was dancing in her house. Where are you, Marilyn?
Hi,
Come forth.
buenas noches.
Buenas noches. I was living for your dancing. You felt like, what were you feeling? Describe the feeling in your body. What was going on?
Oh, I haven't felt so connected to music in a really long time. And I think what I loved about that song was both the way the lyrics floated over it, and then to have that percussion come in the second half. You know, I'm a salsera, like I love salsa, and to have a little bit of that cha-cha-cha rhythm in it, it just, being here with everybody in this room, celebrating Jaime's work, it's such a gift. And that always makes me want to dance.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. Listen, so I have a little commercial break. This is going to be a Revolución Latina moment. So I just noticed, since my camera has been going crazy and my whole computer, that one of our co-founder directors is here. And also one of our directors has some news for us. So I want all of us, if possible, to turn our cameras off. And I just want to see Gabriela Garcia and Matt Steffens come up and talk to us, Gabriela, if you can, a little bit of how you feel about this work tonight, and Jaime Lozano. And Matt Steffen, if you can give us an update of what Jaime Lozano has accomplished as a kickoff at the moment for Revolución Latina's fundraising.
Well, for us, it's a tremendous, the word that comes is pride. I was just thinking, how do I feel? And I feel proud for him, for us. I feel que viva México, que viva Latinoamérica, que vivan los inmigrantes, que viva, you know, all of that is so amazing. And then the fact that Jaime has kind of grown up with Revolución Latina as well. And just the fact also, Jaime, that you are giving back to this organization that supports in return, that is our circle effect. We give, you get back, you keep giving, and it continues. And I think we've all been holding hands for a long time now and just watching you grow, watching all of us evolve, and now coming to this moment of celebration is a fantastic honor also to be a part of this for you. Matt?
I have to say, Thanks, Gabby. I mean, I have to say, the music, the lyrics, the orchestration, the like riffs that seem so easy. And there's so much heart in all this music. And what is lovely about this listening party is I see like people from our BWS, I see people from our shows, I see some of our next gen RLs, and they are all here. And that is so amazing. And so I'm going to do the low commercial break. A reminder that this is for our dance-a-thon, which is coming up November 14th. And Jaime and his community have already raised $1,250. We're trying to get to $1,500. I know some of you on YouTube are watching, okay? You can go to revolucionlatina.org and click on the donate button. $25, $50, $100, whatever you want, $5. It'll all make a difference, okay? But we just ask that you donate, okay? Donate with a heart. We thank everybody who has been in the Zoom room tonight to donating to our dance-a-thon. We love our Familia and we love this album, and we want to be able to create more opportunities for people all around the world. During this time of COVID, we have been able to reach 10 countries in our last camp. Okay, we had over 250 kids, and it's because of the heart and the circle effect that Gabby was talking about. And by providing free classes, your dollar will go more with Revolution Latina than it will anywhere else. So please don't forget to donate.
No amount is too small.
Back to you, Luis. Oh, Luis has got to unmute himself.
You're on mute, Luis.
You're muted, Luis.
How can that be? Because I didn't want to interrupt you. I want to take this moment to do a round of snaps again for Heather Hogan, who is, again, stage managing tonight and putting our DJ, all of our music. Jaime Lozano, I want you to make the introduction to the next song. At this moment, because I have gone out of order in this moment. Are you ready? What do you want to hear, Jaime? Do you want to hear Nothing is Broken or Like a River?
Let's hear Nothing is Broken. Yeah, let's hear Nothing is Broken. Because Marina is here with us. This is a song born from love that we create together for our hermano Mauricio Martinez, that I think he's not here right now, but when he got diagnosed with cancer for the first time, we text each other. Marina was at that time in the national tour of On Your Feet with Mauricio, and we just decided to create a song to try to support him and to let him know that we were here. Funny thing, he never listened to that song because we didn't finish the song, we didn't record the song, and it was actually the only song in the album that the vocals were recorded before the pandemic. We record these vocals, I guess, Marina, like 1 or 2 weeks before the lockdown.
Before
it was March, right? Where is Marina? Marina somewhere there.
Hi. Hello.
Hola,
yeah,
hola.
It was like 2 weeks before everything shut down. I remember having a minute that week and, rushing around auditioning or getting ready I was starting rehearsal. And I remember you being like, okay, get downtown. Let's just do this really quick. Let's do a quick pass just so I can have it in my back pocket. Because it had been years, like a year almost, that we'd been working on the song. And I'd been out of town so much on tour that we finally had a minute together, Jaime. And it was so nice, to finally be in the studio with you. But I'm so happy we finally got to lay this track down. It's so important. It was, from our heart to mouth, but also... I don't know, I still listen to it all the time when I need a little strength, and that's what I hope everyone gets from it, is just, we all need a little strength, and we all need to know that the sun is gonna shine tomorrow, and it's a hopeful song. It's a song of hope and positivity.
So without further ado, everybody is welcome to turn your cameras back on, and here we go. The next song, Nothing is Broken.
Take your time, my love. time to fight now. Take your time to know. Take your time to know. When the day comes, you'll find your way back home. It's the hands that we hold while we're busy making plans that hold us up, child. So don't give up
goodness, that music. There's so much. So much. Bravo. Rachel, I hear Rachel here. One of our youth kids from Revolución Latina and Iconos, and one wonderful talent we have seen grown in the last few years. Rachel, can you unmute? I saw you live in it. I saw you live in it large. Talk to me about how you tell us your age and tell us how you feel listening to this music.
Well, hello, my name is Rachel and I'm 16 years old. And the music, like, I was really getting into it. It really touched me because when it says your scars like makes you stronger, I can definitely relate to that, as many can, because we all have that time in our life when we have fallen, and either we have someone there to help us up or we pick ourselves up, and that scar from when we have fallen will heal, but it makes us stronger. Even though sometimes it may hurt, it makes us a better person. It makes us a better human and with more experience.
I'm sorry for asking you this again, but I want everybody to hear it well. How old are you again?
I'm 16 years old.
16 years old. And she's talking about her favorite lyric of the song is the scars moment, right?
Yeah, but that's what's so amazing about Jaime's music and about the lyricists who he's collaborated with, is that you can relate to this whether you are 16 or 32 or 64, or like it is the human condition. So Rachel, thank you for sharing that.
Of course.
As I hear the song, the one, I don't know about you, Ruthie, but that I wanted to look at everybody's faces, both in my phone and in my computer. I just kept looking at everybody's faces because we're in a time that feels broken in many, many different ways. We're in a time that has literally allowed us to break ourselves by being. Okay. Let me finish, and then you bring all your amazing thoughts in. By everything that's happening, with the pandemic, by everything that's happening with the world. I'm not even talking about United States, but politically, our world is going in so many places, and we have, and maybe this is where you're going, an opportunity to make a choice, right? A perspective, because we can celebrate that Puerto Rico is beautiful, and now every day I get to actually wake up and say thank you for a new sun. Thank you for the ocean that's right before me that allows me to breathe, and that might be the most important thing, and we have forgotten. But at the same time, today we're the Tony Awards nomination, and we feel like, when is Broadway back? When is the work back? When are we going to be able to continue to do the things we love and share it with the world? And so we are in a dichotomy. We are in a paradox, but the song made me want to look at every single person's face. And as I saw your faces was like looking at the ocean. As I saw your faces was like looking at the sunrise. And I remember through your face that nothing is broken. And then that chorus and that lyric took 7 layers of history, of hope, of faith, of power to me. So that was my journey with that. Ruthie, tell me more.
Well, I was just going to add that I think you're absolutely right. There is something broken, but the thing about brokenness is that you can be put back together. And I think that's why you were looking at people's faces, is because we will put each other back together. And I think that's actually, I don't know if there were more people you wanted to talk to, but I think it's the perfect transition to Getting Up Is Easier, because that's the whole idea of that song is getting up is easier when you're not alone. We will become, we will fix each other. And it's, whether it's over Zoom because we can't be in person, and one day when we can, it's the faces and looking each other in the eye that will heal us.
Can I just add one more thing?
Yeah. Please do. Especially because you wrote the song that Getting Up Is Easier.
Yes. I just wanted to add one more thing about Nothing Is Broken, and just to backpack off what you said, Ruthie, of that there is a state of brokenness, and of course a lot of things are broken, but I don't think it's inherently you know, it's human to be broken. It's a part of life, and it's a part of being alive. And I don't know about you guys, but I've just been so thankful that at this time I'm being reminded of how miraculous it is to be alive, and just to wake up every day and be healthy and look at the sky and remember what it's like to stare at clouds aimlessly and have the time to do so. So I really appreciate what you said about brokenness and that being okay, you know, that being normal and a part of life. So
I have to add what Igor is just coming out with the brilliance tonight, what he added in the chat. Broken can also be complete and whole. And it's so true. Like, the pieces are all still there, and they're ready for a new orientation. And I also think it's worth saying that, you know, you wrote this song inspired by, you know, Mauricio's battle and his own health, and that was long before COVID. And I think we're all getting an experience that reminds us how much we need to value our health, but also how many people, you know, pre-COVID and post-COVID, like, there are people who we don't realize are struggling with basic things like this every day, and who are fighting. So, but getting up is easier with someone else.
If I want to add, if I can, Ruthie, just one thing, and it's I want to pass this to Jaime. This is me, Luis Salgado, your friend, saying this to you, Jaime Lozano. Am I still there? Am I still here? So in the Japanese culture, I hope that I'm getting that right. The ceramic that breaks is not thrown away. The ceramic that breaks is repaired with gold. And when it comes back from being broken, it actually enhances its value. And I want to say to you, my dear friend Jaime Lozano, and to everybody that helped you make this album, that I believe this album and this art, it's golden. And it's the thing that in the middle of the moments that we might be broken, it restores us and gives more value, because we have gone through the hero's journey. We have gone through the process of evolution. We have gone through the process of growth, and your art made us better. And with that, I want to invite everybody to the next song.
To leave your home in search of more, but without knowing what you'll find. To build a life without a friend, to help you sort what's in your mind.
Wow, Ana
Obsessed.
Isabel.
Yes,
Wow.
vocalist Ana Isabel. I just want her to sing everything now.
Ruthie, give us an update of what you know of Ana Isabel. I have my own personal story because we're both here from Puerto Rico and we did Chorus Line, and I have seen her walk those stairs up. But
so
I want to know your.
I don't know her. I haven't heard her sing solo, really. Like I heard the song and I was like, who is that? It's the kind of song and the kind of performance that makes you say, who is that?
Yep. And that's what I wanted to ask you, because people don't know what's coming up with Ana Isabel, and I feel so blessed that Jaime Lozano has her in the album. Ana Isabel, I don't even know how many years ago. It's been over 9-10 years. I think actually more. It was before in the Heights on Broadway. I did Chorus Line in Puerto Rico, and Ana was there with us. And I every single day she came ready to work. She was super disciplined. She was working harder than anybody else. And she's been going through the United States, looking to do musical theater. I say looking. And then she goes and does West Side Story musicals. Evita, she plays Eva Perón and gets cast for the upcoming West Side Story film. And I feel like you want to share something. Wait, Marina.
Yes, I just wanted to share. I was in the production of Evita where Ana Isabel played Eva Perón, and let me tell you something. The work ethic on that woman, her work ethic is ridiculous. Like better than anybody I've ever seen, and she works so hard, and she's always prepared. And her voice when she's singing Eva in your face, like this close to you, I cannot explain to you the sound, the power that comes out of that woman.
Was that the reason that you and Jaime chose her to sing the song, because you knew of her power from Evita, or is it just a coincidence?
She's amazing, and I mean I didn't even really know that Jaime knew Ana Isabel, but I was so happy when I heard her voice on the record. I was just like, I can't believe this is the voice I had in my head writing the song. So I'm so happy it was her, and I'm so happy it ended up being her on the album, because she's incredible.
It's a small world, and we are all connected, Talking about connections. Look, Luis, I don't know if you're going to be able to see this.
Yes.
This is the cover art for Nothing is Broken, and it's inspired on the thing that Luis was talking about the Japanese. This is a hand. A broken hand.
The broken hand with the gold, which someone put
Exactly.
in the chat. I didn't verify it, but someone put in the chat that it's called kintsugi, is the Japanese art of putting broken pottery pieces back together with gold.
Yes, Gabriela was the one who wrote that. Yeah, thank you, Gabriela, for that information. But yeah, we're connected, Luis. That's why we're going to have a Broadway show together.
But tell us how we got Ana Isabel. What was the journey to get Ana Isabel?
The journey was, I'm a big fan of all the people who recorded in this album. I'm going later in a few minutes to another. I'm a big fan of Bobby Pulido, who's in, and I'm going to him after this. So Ana Isabel is one of my favorite singers that I have heard in the last few years. As is Mireya, as is Marina, as is every single singer in this album. I'm so lucky to have what I think are some of the best singers around the world.
That's so inspiring, Jaime, that like these are the voices that you have loved, and these are the people you wanted to work with, and you reached out and you made it happen. And so I think that should be an inspiration to anyone who is looking to create and thinking, I want this person, I've loved this person for so long, they'll never say yes. They might say yes.
Yes, you say the right word. I just reach out. Sometimes they say no, sometimes they say yes. And you already know my story with Alex Lackamore, that I found his email in a piece of paper, and I just sent him a message. And he is one of the nicest person I know. And thanks to him, I'm here in New York City all these years, and I have food in my plate and a roof over our heads, thanks to Alex, because he's just recommending me to everybody. So, and it's the same with Ana Isabel. Marina was in the show, and long time ago we talked about, oh, do you know Isabel? Yeah, I was in a show with her, blah blah blah. And Marina was the one who sent me. Here is her email, so reach to her. And I reached to her, and it was right at the beginning of the pandemic. So we were really having problems, and we didn't know it was going to work out. But she was really, 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 she really wanted to do it. And okay, give me a couple of days, Jaime. I'm gonna make it work. Give me a couple of days.
Yeah, because if someone sent me that song and said, I want you to sing this, you'd be like, heck yeah, this song's amazing. And I want to hear some more of your amazing music. We're starting to wind down already, but I want to make sure we hear more of what
we're gonna hear 2 more songs before we're done. But Jaime has an introduction of our beautiful surprise we have directamente de Mexico.
Yeah, actually he's in Texas, actually.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, in Texas. Long story short, long time ago, like 25 years ago, I used to listen a lot of Tex-Mex music. I still do. And I have my own like sound. They call it cintas in Mexico. There's like my own sound equipment that I used to play music on dance parties in Mexico. And they hired me, and I was going to the parties, and I host, and I say, oh, the next song is gonna be blah blah blah. I was like
you're the MC.
Yeah, I was at that time I was like 15, 16 years old, and I have a recording, how do you call that? Recording shop. Yeah, a discotheque, a recording shop 2 blocks away from home that I used to go every week. Please, can you bring me every single new album that is released in the States from the new Tejano artists? And I just bought those albums, and I used to play those albums. So one day, there was this new album about a new artist that was the son of a very famous Tejano artist as well, called Roberto Pulido, and this new artist was Bobby Pulido. And I bought the cassette at that time, and I just play it, and I say, I just literally I fell in love with the kind of music that he was doing, and with the quality of his voice, and because you can know about the heart of other people just through their voices. Yeah. And now 25 years later, I mean, if I'm not wrong, he's actually celebrating 20 or 25 years of career. And I had the great honor that he agreed to record a song written especially for him. Usually he does all his music in Spanish. That's like his market. And we do a cumbia, Tex-Mex cumbia in English, in Spanglish, and I just love this song. It's one of my
love the mix. I love cumbia, and I love the mix of it. It's so brilliant. That's the other thing, is that you're taking from all of these different traditions, and you're able to make something brand new and entirely your own. Luis,
can Bobby say hello to us before we throw the next song?
And he's here. Bobby Pulido's here.
Yeah, how y'all doing?
Hola, Bobby, ¿cómo estás?
Muy bien, muy bien. I want to congratulate you, Jaime, on the work that you did. I know you made me suffer a lot. I cannot tell a lie. For me, we've always talked Spanglish, but I've never sang Spanglish. And so to have to go back and forth was a challenge. I wanted to kill you. But I thank you. Anyway, you know how frustrated I was because I called you and told you what the hell's going on here. But I agreed to do it, and I'm glad I did. It really came out good. I think it's a very, what you really did was the lyrics were really tied into the situation that we live here on the border. And I'm a border boy. I'm from the border on this side. And I want to congratulate you on the project. I was just listening to that and like, oh my God, I'm not worthy. There's some really good, great artists and great talent. So I hear this, and I hear the song and I'm like, okay, I think it's important for me, and the reason why I accepted this is especially nowadays with all the situation going on with the politics and whatnot. There's a lot of people who don't have a voice, and I do, and I don't mean just singing. I mean a vote. I have a perspective to bring along people that are less fortunate than myself, and I was glad to be a part of it. And even though you made me suffer, I don't know if I told you that, but hey man, I'm glad I was a part of it. Thank you for the invite, and and my wife Mariana was like, hey, if you can get in. I just got in, man. I just went to get some taco palenque, and I said, okay, I need to make it, and sure enough, I did. So
un beso a Mariana también, que la queremos mucho.
Por supuesto. I don't know, that's Luis.
Luis, yeah, that's Luis.
Okay, yeah. Well, hi, Luis.
Mucho gusto.
Igualmente, she's putting Rodrigo to sleep right now, so I was able to.
Bobby, Gabriela aquí.
Hola, Gaby, ¿cómo estás?
Muy bien, ¿y tú?
Bien, no te veo, pero te escucho.
Muy bien.
Great. So with that, we're going to go into a back-to-back, because now that you're here, we're going to celebrate your amazing song. And we're going to go to one of my favorite dreamers. So a back-to-back, enjoy. Make sure we see you dancing, cameras on. Let's party.
Como el río.
When the breeze comes through the flowers and the palm trees start to sway, and the music in the distance fills my soul, I sit on this porch for hours and look back on yesterday as the memories before me start to roll. Mami called the Rio Bravo, Rio Grande mi papá, as we cross that Rio Bridge each Saturday. Toys and treats for un centavo at each vendedora stand. And as the sun began to set, Papa would pray that he'd live long enough to see me grow into a man. But if he didn't, that I'd prosper either way. Treasure each moment as your last, 'cause time will fly till we say goodbye. I still dream of happy places with Papa in Mexico, as I bring bouquets of flores to his grave. Take in my children's faces who have years and years to grow, and I hope that when I cross it they'll be brave. Just like Papa, I get on my knees and pray, because the river's rushing by under wind reflecting sky. I can try but I can't stop the flow of time.
alone. So he steps outside to start the journey. And he wonders, will I ever make it on my own? He dreams of opportunity. He's looking for community. He's hoping to belong. So he steps outside, he's finally moving on. When the heart is hopeful, what could possibly go wrong? Dreamer, there's a life you leave behind. You step outside, you're looking for the answers to keep believing in this state of mind. Dreamer, may your dreams repay in kind. The love and sacrifice for all that matters. A home away from home is yours to find. A dreamer struggles with his dream. He's so frustrated, so he screams. He's feeling small and meek. So he steps outside to face the skyline, hoping that its beauty gets him through another week. He works 2 jobs, he saves the tips. He learns the language, makes the trips, determined to succeed. So he steps outside, the signs are clear to read. When the heart is wishful, there is no way to recede. Dreamer, there's a life you leave behind. You step outside, you're looking for the answers to keep believing in this state of mind. Dreamer, may your dreams remain kind. The love and sacrifice for all that matters. A home away from home is yours to find. Dreamer, open your eyes. Dream while you're awake. Put your hopes in the highs. The lows won't see you break. The break could fry. The heart might ache. You step outside and stop until you make the city shake. Make it shake and quake. Dreamer, sueña que lo puedes alcanzar. Un paso al frente de lo complicado. Un paso afuera de la tempestad. Sueña al dormir y al despertar. Da un paso adentro de lo que has logrado. Un paso lejos del pasado. A home away from your home is yours to find. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. Look, you're fine.
¡Bravo! Dios
Eso.
mío. Rudy, what do you think?
Dude.
My goodness.
So I need to, not to make Flo jealous, I fell in love with Jaime Lozano. Not only because of what an amazing collaborator he is and the joy and the pleasure and the honor that I had working with him as our music director on Viva, his dedication, his musicality is unparalleled. And when I heard even a different arrangement from this one that we did during our Viva concert, I mean, we had the original cast of In the Heights. We had Antonio Banderas doing a chorus line. Didn't matter. My favorite song in the entire show was Dreamer, in the entire show. And you just heard why. It's incredible. It's incredible. And gosh, Jaime, your feel for storytelling, you have us on this ride the entire time, and we're hearing it and we're with you. But when you do Dreamer, Sueña, and that break, you are making us stop and realize everything that you and Georgie have said up until that point, as if it's like, I don't know, I feel like I'm like walking through the gates at that moment. Like that's the pause of like, I am not going back, I am going forward. And I think that that's what everyone is trying to do in this moment. We're all dreamers in this moment, not in the same way, but we are all dreamers in this moment. And I am floored every time I listen to that song.
And on that note, Georgie, this is one of my favorite songs. And like Ruthie said, in Viva Broadway, it just made me so proud. And of course, the question is, what is a dreamer? And that's the question I have for you. What is a dreamer to you? What inspires this song from your heart?
Wow. I want to try my best not to cry. This song hits home because this song is actually, it comes from a very personal place. And I think that's the thing that kind of like brought together this wonderful group of artists and this wonderful group of people, is the fact that we all share that one thing in common, which is the dream of being unapologetically ourselves. And we all have our own personal journeys, you know, with the bumps in the ride. And it's that moment when you realize, when sometimes you think that is, you know, that everything is broken, then like Marina says, nothing is broken. And you wake up a different day saying, okay, this is every single day I'm alive is a new dream. And I start from scratch. And this song was like the very first song I wrote for this album, and we wrote it a while ago. And as soon as I knew that Mauricio was going to be part of it, I've been a huge fan of Mauricio even before we met in person. Like I've been following Mauricio's career for 20 years or so. And so this is for me a dream come true, to have this beautiful song, you know, with music by someone I adore, because Jaime is a dear brother to me, and performed by someone I loved and admired for such a long time. And it's that reminder that it really doesn't matter how dark it's outside, you know, you always have that skyline, you know, like that. It's probably that's my favorite line in the entire song, because like there were many times in which I just wanted to pack up and go back to Mexico, and I just, you know, took a walk around Times Square and I saw the skyline and I said, you know what, look, you're fine. It's going to be okay. It's going to be okay.
Yeah. In the morning is when the light comes. In the morning, the light comes.
And Georgie, well, I've seen you. I just want to say, you know, like, again, we run this organization on the philosophy and the mission of going beyond. And the question is going beyond what? Right? And what you have said just now, I've seen you from SEA, Society of Educational Arts. I've seen you doing your theater. I've seen you promoting Broadway shows. I've seen you in that moment when you're like on the cusp of, do I stay or do I go? And then I've seen you writing songs that will forever and ever uplift the souls of so many people who then will be in the shoes you've been so at some moment in your life. And thanks to Jaime's music, and thanks to Mauricio's voice, and thanks to the incredible artistic work you have all created, I look forward to hearing thousands and thousands of stories of people saying, I've dared to go beyond because I listened to this song one day. And I cannot be more proud of each and every one of you. Yeah. So thank you for your art. Thank you for your commitment. And thank you for fighting the fight of following your dreams. Because dreamer is people like you know, people like you, people like Jaime, people like Florencia.
And before we play the last song, I just wanted to tell everybody in the Zoom room and everyone who's watching, if you want to know more about the way the album was made, the collaborations that were had, you know, we've been talking so much tonight, but we didn't get to every single song. And even the songs we did get to, there's more insight. Jaime wrote a beautiful track by track breakdown, giving us insight into his process for Playbill. So if you go to playbill.com/songsbyAnimmigrant, all one word, even though it's not all one word, but playbill.com/songsbyAnimmigrant, you can read his beautiful thoughts on his inner process with each of these collaborators, you know, the musicians, the vocalists, the lyricists, everyone. And it's really a tribute to what you've all accomplished.
And we're only 5 minutes away.
Jaime!
There you are, Mauricio. I was just going to talk about you.
Sorry.
There you are. We just listened to Dreamers, and we're extremely proud of all the work you guys have done.
Oh, I love that song. That is everybody's song. I think it's the most beautiful song I've ever had the privilege of to sing, and I'm very fortunate. It's such a powerful song, and I bless both Jaime and Georgie for trusting me and giving it voice. And I think I'm the voice of every single dreamer in the world, not only this country. And it's not only for immigrants, it's for every single human being in the world that has dared to have a dream and to defend his or her dream. So thank you for the love. I think it's a beautiful song, and I'm very, very grateful to be a part of this album and to sing this beautiful song.
Thank you.
And we're shooting a video, by the way. We're shooting a video very soon.
Boom.
Yes.
I want to say thank you to Ruthie for spending the last 2 hours with us in this party and asking the most incredible questions and keeping the flow and saving me when Wi-Fi went on. Big round of applause for you. I want to say thank you to, of course, Heather Hogan, that, you know, we haven't seen her. Heather, can we see your face for a second? Are you there, love? There you are. Oh, there you, wait, let me spotlight you. There you are. Thank you so much, Heather. Let me also say thank you, of course, our team of directors, Denise Ambert, who's here talking to everybody on the YouTube, Gabriela Garcia, Matt Steffens, Heather Hogan, and myself representing R.Evolución Latina. I wanna, Matt, give us an update about where fundraising is and what we need to know next.
Great. So before we get to that, Ruthie, you know, you said when you fell in love with Jaime. I fell in love with Jaime this past summer. I've seen him work with our BWS students for many, many years, but this past summer, he was working with like 10 and 11-year-olds from like countries all over the world. And his patience, he took as much. I can only imagine. It's like amazing. It's like, you would have thought they were the original cast of In the Heights. Like, he spent so much time, and it was like, I think we all have our moments when we fall in love with Jaime. So
yes.
Thank you, Ruthie, again, for being here tonight. Thank you, Jaime. Thank you, all the artists, for being here, as well as all the humans that are in this group. We are $240 away from our goal tonight, okay? So whether you're on YouTube or whether you're on the Zoom, this is gonna live live in the YouTube. And you know how much you have smiled this past like 2 hours, okay? So I want everyone to send everybody the link and encourage them to donate. Here are my handmade signs again, okay? Dare to Go Beyond. The dance-a-thon is November 14th, okay? That we love our Familia. We love all of you guys. Thank you for daring to go beyond. I think tonight is a good example of art can make a difference, okay? It can make a difference in your life, and you don't know whose life you might affect by sending them the link to the YouTube, okay? We'll put it here in the chat. It's also on our website, revolucionlatina.org. And just remember, donate and keep spreading the love, okay? Thank you guys for daring to go beyond. Let's get that last song going.
Well, before we do that, I would like to ask everybody here in the private Zoom party to turn your cameras off, except Jaime Lozano and Florencia Cuenca, please. This is their last dance, and we want to be able to have the couple of honor. Before we go to you guys, Mandy Gonzalez, Mauricio Martinez, Mireya Ramos, Florencia Cuenca, Marina Pires, Demian Cantu, Georgie Castilla, of course, Jaime Lozano. Thank you so much for being with us. And Bobby, who gave us that incredible surprise. Thank you so much for being with us tonight. We will continue to party, but this, hey, amiga, ¿cómo estás, mi amor? Qué lindo. Tenemos que ir a hacer talleres de baile en México. I'm gonna turn my camera off, and Jaimito, this is the way I really love this song. My entire team has been talking about this song. I have to give credit also to China Vanina, who said, oh my God, Luis, yes, this is the closing song. Like, it was a collective voting that we needed to close with Florencia's magical voice and this powerful song. So I want us to turn our cameras off, and I want Jaime, for you, to be the one that makes the final question for Florencia. And I want you, Florencia, to take us to the final song. And I love you both. I'm honored to have shared this last 2 hours. Ruthie, again, thank you so much for joining us and giving us that amazing surprise. And I am going to shut up and let the two of you do your thing.
Here in camera.
There's a wall that divides us. By springtime it needs repair. Mending together, it's work we both can share. There are stones that have fallen, cracks where the light comes through, sloping and slanting, and too much of you in view. Good fences make good neighbors, we say.
I just want to share before we say good night. I'm gonna be a little bit extremist, but as a composer, as a writer, you always wish that a lot of people listen to your music. And right now, if something happened tomorrow, and just the 40 people that we were in this room were the ones able to listen to my music, that would be the best reward that I could have. I think music save life, art save life, and I just hope that a note, a melody, a word, a chord, something from this song that we heard tonight stays in you for a little while. Thank you for tonight. And the question that I want to ask to Florencia is, how do we build bridges? I mean, this song was about walls, and when you build a wall, who are you walling in, and who are you walling out? But what we want to bridge is bridges. But how the fuck will you do that? It's hard. It's hard being immigrant. So that's my question for Florencia and for all of you. If you can answer in your bed tonight, what can I do to build a bridge?
I think every single action that we do every day counts. And in this case, I think I am building bridges by celebrating the diversity, by making art, by telling the stories that I'm interested in telling, and giving voice for those who may not have one. So I strongly believe that's my purpose in life, like to give voice for those who doesn't have a voice. Thank you so much. Gracias.
Gracias a ustedes, and I want to take this second. I'm sorry that I'm joining in, but if I can get everybody that participated in the album that's here still tonight with us, si pueden venir y prender sus cámaras los participantes del álbum, I want to say thank you to each and every one of you, and I want to tell you the story of this first day of fundraising, launching the R.Evolución Latina Dance-a-thon. When we started, we said, well, if we get at least $500 in donations, we have a very intimate party, and we will be very happy with having done a very intimate celebration of this album. And then we reached the $500, and we talked to Jaimito, and we talked with the team. It's like, what do we do? 750? Well, 750. We got more people. So what do? We do 1,000. And it's like, let's just go to 1,111 because it's all ones. All the blessings of the universe align. And so we did 1,111, and we hit 1,111. So we made a wish, and we went up to 1,500. And I want you all to know, I'm gonna try to share my screen if I can, which I think I cannot. Heather, if you allow me to share my screen. I want to let you all know that in this celebration, as you dance, as you share your stories, as we listen to this incredible music, we surpass $1,500. We're in $1,870 in a fundraising that it's not until November 14. So thank you, Jaime Lozano. Thank you, La Familia. Thank you, each and every one of you. This $1,800 is the beginning of a month of fundraising, and you have gone beyond. So I want to say thank you on behalf of the Familia from R.Evolución Latina. It's an honor to celebrate all of you guys, and I hope that we can do it again. And Demian, I want to say thank you to you because I put my own personal thoughts in the beginning, and I put you in the very big question of life between walls and bridges, and when I have not even ever talked to you before. So I want to say thank you for being so brave, creating this album, sharing your art, sharing your voice, and allowing me to sort of come so strong from you putting music together to us trying to contribute a little grain into the world with what we love. Damian, I'm actually going to let you close it up.
gracias. Para mí, ¿sí me escuchó?
Sí.
Para mí, fue un honor participar en esto, como siempre, lo hago con Jaime. We have been working for almost 20 years, since 2001, and always, it's a pleasure, always working with amazing people. With this, and Jaime, maybe he agrees with me. There were songs that we were crying when we were this ping ponging the mixes, and when we were hearing the performances, it was very emotional, and it works every single time I heard every song, because I heard like 1,000 times every song, and it makes like a tattoo in me. Uh, every song I remember, it brings me back to the time I was working on every song. So it's a pleasure to me. It was um, so amazing to work with some of my idols, and I just want to thank you everyone for the effort they put on the album, and I just keep doing my craft, trying to gain better every day, and working with Jaime and this amazing team to make better music and better we transmit our feelings through the music in a better way every time. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And with those words, I'm gonna leave us again with a great thank you. Mandy Gonzalez, Mauricio Martinez, Mireya Ramos, Florencia Cuenca, Marina Pires, Demian Cantu, Jorge Castilla, Jaime Lozano, Heather Hogan, and Ruthie. Thank you for this evening. Thank you, Revolución Latina, for always just giving us wings to fly and dream. And we're going to finish with one more song. This time we're just gonna turn our cameras off. You're welcome to stay in the Zoom. But this one is very special too, because Raúl Midón joined our party with his music. Jaime, te amo. Te amo y espero ver tu nombre all over Broadway, papi, and all over the world. So,
together we're stronger. Together, juntos.
Amen. Heather, take it away with Raúl Midón.
Gracias a todos. Besos, abrazos.
Within his sweater, he keeps on warm through the wind and cold. He tells his daughter that it will get better. Hold tight, we are almost there. A nearby woman walking as she cries. The bruises on her body still remind her. She sees the nightmare when she shuts her eyes. She hopes to God her husband never finds her. Hold tight, we are almost there. Holding our kids in a tent, holding the world in our hands, holding our group in the cold, hoping the world understands. We walk on and on, we walk and we want to survive, escaping the cage we live in. We're walking it when we arrive. We're locked in a cage once again. A baby barely more than 1 year old. life that is better.